it just jives with whatever that we're doing now, especially in our department. And I suppose that's the reason that they actually nominated me to the course.
I've always heard about Toronto Centre as a great experience.
I found it very relevant to our agency because it's about keeping up the regulatory and supervision in view of innovation.
One of the lines that was a soft spot for me was the compliance-based versus the risk-based approach. So this is something that we are working very closely on.
We participate, we are very active, and definitely we are learning by doing.
The interactive approach is a much more effective approach at this training.
You really sit down and understand each other's problems, and also the kind of approaches that you can take and what are the areas that you need to consider. So it makes it really realistic.
When the training is this interactive, I feel like we internalize a lot of the ideas, and practicing, actually talking to others, practicing it, and just going back and examining different case scenarios actually ingrain the ideas inside of you.
For action plan, I think it is great that we actually write down the realistic problems that we have, and we sit down and discuss it.
We've done a lot of business plan, but the way it was presented as an action plan and how to make sure that we take into consideration that all the stake players are involved in the project to get their feedback before we commence on the action plan is something that I will take away and look at it differently.
Now you really sit down and understand each other's problems, and also the kind of approaches that you can take and what are the areas that you need to consider. So it makes it really realistic.
One thing I've never seen before, which puts this center or this conference totally in a different perspective, in my opinion, is the simulation day.
When it comes to the simulation, it's very holistic. I actually learned about the importance of actually maintaining a relationship rather than waiting until a crisis happens.
We always micro look at things in life, but looking at the simulation from that angle is an experience I will not forget.
I've been to other simulation programs. Here you actually have different regulators involved together with the industry players. So you have a more holistic view of how the entire industry works in times of crisis, which makes it even more realistic.
We learned by practicing, and it was great, but the networking is really, really important.
The people on the sales side can learn a lot from it, and from the regulatory side. So a lot of people from different angles can seriously benefit from this kind of program.